soldier. I know most people would say he's the best soldier. I still prefer the human soldier, and I've got two human soldier builds that I will get into at some point. But there is a reason I wanted to go ahead and do the Turian. Now my humans are level 20, he's only level 16, but that's not really a big deal. I wanted to focus on these two abilities, Fortify and Turbocharge, because now other people probably run Turbocharge a lot more than I do. There's four characters that have it, both human soldiers, the Turian Soldier and the Turian Havoc. As you saw in my Havoc build, I don't run it, I run it at 1 point. On my human soldiers, I run one at 3 and one at 6. So I only have two characters that have a max turbocharge. As far as Fortify, there are, I think there are 3 characters total. The Krogan Vanguard and the Krogan Merc. I already have the Krogan Merc recorded, I actually haven't uploaded that one yet. But now on the Krogan Merc, you're not really going to do much with Fortify other than, I think he has rank 4 probably. The Crow Guard, I'm still working on, I'm really working on a build with the Krogan to really utilize all of his abilities. So I don't know how he's going to end up with Fortify. But considering that I don't really utilize Fortify or Turbocharge really all that well on any other character, I really wanted to do that with him. Especially with Frag Grenade. Both the human soldiers make really good use of Frag Grenade, as well as their Concussive Shot. He's basically the human soldier without Concussive Shot. And I didn't use him for a really long time because of that, because Concussive Shot is one of my favorite abilities, and I feel that makes the human soldier. But since he doesn't have it, I kind of really had trouble with him because it was like the only attacking ability he had was Frag Grenade. Turbocharge is more of a support, despite the fact that it does increase your damage output. So that's why I've set him up the way he is. Once I get him to level 20, he's already rank 10. It's going to go all combat fitness. He's only going to keep 1 point in Frag Grenade. And that's fine, because Frag Grenade does 1,000 damage on its own. And then here munitions, we're going to take this here. He's going to end up with 3 Frag Grenades at level 1. It's not really going to matter. Pretty much, you're going to play him different than the other turbocharge characters, because with him, it's going to be constant turbocharge. You want to use it every chance you have. So now the Concussive Shot with the human soldier is so good because regardless if you take the repeat concussive, which I really like, or the recharge speed, it handles rates and Aldi's really well. Anything runs up on you, you just hit him with a concussive shot and you buy yourself enough time. He really didn't have anything to prevent things from running up on him. It was like gun or grenade. And you have to be really good with your weapons. He is all weapons. And I don't know, I had a theory that he could make really any gun work, and he can. He's got the accuracy and stability that Turians do to make them really work. But then I tried playing with the Charger with him and got wrecked, so I don't really know how true that is. But that's why we take Fortify all the way. Rank 4 is really preference. I believe you get 50 damage resistance anyway. You can take it up to 70 if you want the protection there. And if you really want, you can take this as well and get this damage resistance as well and get a total of 95. But I prefer the mobility because the movement speed isn't a big issue, but the sprint speed is what really gets me. It makes you feel like you're constantly laggy, and it takes me out of the game, honestly. So I go with that. Then I go with power armor because on him, one thing I wanted to prioritize with him is that gun accuracy and gun stability. And that's the synergy of this build. Holy crap, you get the Hesh with max accuracy and stability on this guy. It's it's not so much shooting pellets as it's basically just shooting like a giant cannon. It's insane how close the spread is on that. And then I take Explosive Purge, and honestly that's what makes this build so good. Because I didn't really care for this before. In fact, I wouldn't take it past rank 4 because I was like, well, these aren't really that good. Power armor is nice, but not really worth it. But Explosive Purge might not be so good on other characters. I'm trying to work it into my Krogard, but on him it makes up for the fact that he doesn't have a concussive shot or anything to take things off of him. So you got like 3 lizards running on you, you pop Explosive Purge and they're stunned. That's enough time. I mean, you probably can't kill all 3 of them with your gun at once, but that's enough time to bail or anything. And this will stun berserkers, anything that runs up on you, just pop your shield. And it does decent damage with like 400, but it's not about that. It's about stunning everybody. And that in itself buys the Turian Soldier enough time to not be affected by it. Now, I like to play him with a fast-firing pistol like the Hurricane. Hurricane is a little inaccurate, does have a little shitty stability, but that's why we take the accuracy and stability all the way through this character, because guns like the Ghost and the Hurricane, they become so amazing because they don't have that kick anymore, and they're extremely accurate. Now, because I play like a kind of aggressive playstyle, I go with these bottom ones. Maybe you don't like Explosive Purge. Now keep in mind, the recharge time is only 6 seconds. So you're only without it for 6 seconds. And they're stunned for about 3 of those seconds. So, and you can explode it as soon as you turn it back on as well. So, it's not a big deal to be without that Fortify, because the recharge time is just negligible. I think it does do a little bit minus recharge speed, but it's not that big of a deal. If you're more of a sniper, if you're like a take cover sniper build, then I would probably invest in the top route. Unmoving defense is if you're gonna bunker down and not really move anywhere. And then these two synergize well together. So, taking the top route is definitely viable if that's your playstyle. But I think Explosive Purge for me is what makes up for the fact that he doesn't really have any other offensive maneuvers. For Turbocharge, I take the duration. Recharge speed is okay, but I would rather just hit it and get that extra duration. I'm okay with waiting a little bit for the recharge speed to use it again, but I would rather wait on the recharge than to have it run out in the middle of mowing down a boss or something. So, these two I guess are also preference, but I really like duration. I thought I did take the accuracy and stability. Oh, I did respec him recently. I did take the accuracy and stability, but then I stopped using the Hesh on him. So, these come down to which guns you want to use. I switched to the damage and force. But if you're using a shotgun or something with really bad kick, you definitely want this. Like I said, you put this on with the Hesh, it's incredible. But I don't run the Hesh on him anymore, so I like the extra damage and force. And we'll take Supercharge here. 20% rate of fire, 20% clip bonus. You're basically exchanging 60% clip bonus for 20% rate of fire, which is perfectly okay with me. Especially on a gun like the Ghost, where it really doesn't need the extra 60%. I love the rate of fire, especially on the Hurricane. It really makes those guns even better than they already are. Like my original setup for this guy was I actually took gun stability, accuracy, stability and accuracy, and then I took stability and accuracy. That's how. You can still do that if you want to, like I know I've said it like a million times, but running that with the Hesh and other shotguns is brutal. But since I did switch the guns I was using, I switched over to the Hurricane. Sustained fire is better for that. And this is one of those where it all goes to your playstyle. If you want to run a shotgun or something like that, or a sniper for the headshot bonus, definitely go for it. But since I'm running a fast firing weapon, I definitely want the sustained fire there. Now here I take this extra weapon weight capacity. He's not going to have a big issue with weapon weight, but I don't overload him. I like the weapon weight capacity, that way I don't have to wait too long on my turbocharge, and so I can keep that explosive purge going when I need it. Also, you get 2 extra power cells, and that's why even at 1 point in frag grenades, we have 3 frag grenades. It's pretty awesome. And then, of course, weapon efficiency, you get the extra clip size, the weapon reload speed, and then the extra weapon spare ammo. Combat fitness, I haven't got him up to 20 yet, I'm only level 16, but this is where it's going to go. Definitely take the health and shields, he is a little bit squishy. Take the defensive positioning. On gold difficulties, you really don't need to be hovering. Now, the 100% damage resistance while evading is nice, but I prefer the damage resistance in cover, because then you also get regen delay in cover. So both of these are kind of meh, but and then of course you take hold the line low, and once you hit 30% health, you get that 200% damage resistance. And of course, damage resistance is basically the way the game describes it is 100% damage resistance is 50% less damage. So I've always done it to where like 80% is 40, 80 damage resistance is like 40% less damage. Except I don't know how that works with 200%. I think it's like probably like 3 times the damage resistance. I don't really know the math on that. Alright, and now if you wanted to as well, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, since I don't have points here, I might do this. You can take rank 4. These are damage resistance is in certain situations. Hold the line is a good ability. But if you wanted, you could just take rank 4 to get the max health and shields. And if you feel like you need more grenades, you can take up to rank 4 here. That'll give you 1 more grenade. You'd have 4. And then that's 50% extra damage if you wanted damage. So there's always that option. But this build definitely needs 6 fortified, 6 turbocharge, 6 munitions. And for weapons, I like to run the Hurricane on him, and I like to run the Ghost on him. Hurricane is awesome. High rate of fire. It's so good. The only issue with the Hurricane is I only have it at 2, so it has no ammo. It's pretty ridiculous when it comes to ammo. Now, 346 bullets seems like a lot with the rate of fire, and the fact that you have 76 bullets in a clip. That's basically less than 5 clips worth at that rate of fire. You're going to run out quick, especially when you start cranking out that turbocharge. So, because of that, I take the Ghost as a backup. The Ghost is slightly inaccurate, does have the kick, but we're a Turian, and even with the accuracy and stability that we took, it really, really changes how good this gun is. And it has so much ammo that it's really a good backup weapon for the Hurricane. I use the Hurricane until I run out of ammo, and then I switch over to this gun. And the mods on him I use the barrel and the magazine for the Hurricane, and for the Ghost I use the barrel, and I take the stock for that stability, because as much as I love the Ghost, it's got pretty bad kick. Combat upgrades. I'm taking the Combatives upgrade because I'm using an assault rifle and pistol. It's really rare that I will take anything other than these three, because that's how I play. I boost all my powers. Even with my human soldier, I'm running combat powers. But on him, since he's all about weapon damage, I take the combative upgrades. You can take the gorilla upgrades if you want to run a Vanquisher, Black Widow, or something on him. Vanquisher on turbocharge is pretty good. You get pretty good rate of fire. I like the Valiant. I think since the Vanquisher got nerfed, it didn't get nerfed a whole lot, but it's when I started really playing with it, I thought I liked the Valiant a whole lot more. They're essentially the same gun, but I don't know why I just do better with the Valiant than I do the Vanquisher. But either way, if you want to run like an equalizer and a Vanquisher, take the gorilla upgrades. You don't want to run the Juggernaut shield. You're not going to melee. You might as well take the shield enhancer if you're going to do that. I haven't got a chance to use this yet. Like, I don't know. When I was running the Hesh on him, actually, I would run the Shock Trooper upgrade, because then it would make my Hesh 10% more powerful, and I'd get that extra grenade. And then you could run 4 to 5 grenades on him like that. And I think you can get, what, total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can get 6 grenades if you, no wait, because you can get 4 here, right? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. That'd be 2, 3, 4, and then you can get 6 here if you decide to go that way. And then you can get the 7th grenade if you take the Shock Trooper and run that with a Hesh or a Scatter Shot or whatever shotgun you want to run them with. Dawn, Crusader are both good shotguns. And as far as the consumables, this is one of the very few characters where I do take a targeting VI, mostly because the powers aren't really going to help him. You can take a capacity mod if you want to jack up those frag grenades, always good. I like to save these for my Solarian Infiltrator and my human soldiers, because I have my human soldiers set to repeat concussive. So I like to save the capacity mods for the human soldier so it gets grenades and the concussive shots. But you can run that. Universal Power Amp's good. Cyclonics, Cyclonics are always a good choice. Sometimes I'll even run him with ammo capacities to help out the Hurricane. But what I would do on him, there's no point in really running an ammo. I like to save my ammos for the characters that need them to prime. Like the Asari Huntress, who has biotics but has no prime. I like to save my ammo for those characters. So with him, definitely a weapons rail amp. So a pistol or assault rifle in my case. And then I like the targeting BI. Like I said, I don't really use it on any other character except him. But this is good if you have a sniper. Like if you run the sniper build, that's 60 extra % damage on top of that weak point damage. Or if you're like me and you're running a Hurricane and a Ghost, and you hit turbocharge and you start blasting at a Berserker's face, he's gonna melt. And I think in the gameplay video that I took yesterday, you see berserkers just melt, and I was only running a level 1 in the gameplay. And with that, I believe that covers the Turian Solider. And in the gameplay, it really, it's not a complicated gameplay because the Turian Solider is really completely weapons based, not a whole lot going on with the powers. And you would think that makes him simple, and it really doesn't. You really have to like, I feel like the Turian Solider is not a beginner class. It really is an advanced class. Human soldiers are a pretty good beginner class. Human soldiers are easy to learn, hard to master, but if you know what you're doing with them, you can make them really devastating. So, and with that, I hope you guys enjoy the build. Let me know if you have any requests for any other builds. Of course, this is going to be on youtube.com/ThomasEnigma88. So, if you have any requests, any feedback, any criticisms, please let me know, and I will see you next time.